Hey guys, welcome to my Balabolka, that's a weird thing to say, tutorial. This should be pretty quick. Balabolka is a speech to text, or I'm sorry, a text to speech program. So basically, let me show you, and I really hope you can hear this. Okay, so after you do that, normally if you just downloaded it, and I didn't show you where to get it from, but if you search Balabolka, text-to-speech editor, excuse that, then it'll pull up the download link. And again, my voice is going out from all the talking I've been doing in the past couple of days, so forgive my voice for being so cracked. But you will have to choose a voice, and I don't know yet if there are downloads, so I might have to do another video on this. But there might be downloadable different voices. Right now, there's only one on here, and it's Anna. Okay, and the reason why they say it's Anna because it is a female voice. Microsoft Speech platform. I don't know exactly. Okay, so these are different platforms for the speech, text-to-speech editor, and I'm using SPAI 5, and I'm not entirely sure what that is. I'm not going to pretend like I do. However, it's working, so that's fine for me. Okay, so we have our. Oh, this is another one that doesn't show you a drop down, and I use those because I don't know the correct names for things all the time. But let's click on it and see what it does. Okay, that created a new page, which actually wasn't very cool because I just typed that out. Okay, I don't know what that is either. Hell, I probably don't know what any of this is. This is obviously it saves. That saves the audio file, which okay, so I'm guessing that it will save the file as something other than an audio format for Balabolka only, and then this will save as an audio file, and this will save the text itself. And then you've got your play, pause, and your stop options. Let's see what this is. Okay. You probably can't hear this, but it's playing the audio, or what it's doing is reading off what's on my clipboard. If you could hear that, it was reading off a YouTube URL from a video I did over a VLC media player. So if you watch that one, which VLC is awesome, so if you want to get the best out of a video player, or media player, I should say, possible, they can do all kinds of cool stuff like stream from the internet. VLC is where it's at. Watch my tutorial on that. And if you subscribe, you're going to get more tutorials like this one, and VLC, my HTMLs, my Inkscapes tutorials, and I'm basically just doing as much free software tutorials as possible. Even though I may not know exactly how to work the software, I'm gonna go through it with you so that you are better prepared to use the software. And I do know a lot of tips and tricks. I've been using the internet and computers for a long time, so I'm not just banging rocks together here. I do in a form know what I'm doing, but I sometimes got to figure things out. So what is that? That is our tools option. That is another options we have. Okay, so those appear to be different languages: Adult German, Russian Katerina, and Russian Nikolai. I'd imagine that is a male voice. That is a female voice. But again, it looks like they're in different languages. However, they might have an accent and still read English. I don't know for sure. You can play with that though. Okay, and I don't know what that did exactly either. So, woo. I always love it when programs don't have the little drop-down text. It's like, it's not that hard to add. It's not HTML anyways. It's like literally one word of code plus what you want to put in the box. So it kind of annoys me to a point that programmers don't use that when they don't. And this is obviously your help menu that'll go through everything. Let's see, voices was developed by blah blah. I don't want to like read through everything with you guys. If you want to be read to, well, this isn't the place to do it. But this is a text-to-speech engine, and So you've got your Spanish, your Russian, your Portuguese, your Korean, Japanese, Italian, and these appear to be downloadable. Learn out, and it has to be true voice team. It's free voices. Okay, yeah. So you can actually go into your help menu and on the overview, or you can click on voices, like I did. Actually, okay, and then there you go. You've got your different voices. Now let's see what kind of American English voices. And of course, it's going to take me to internet browser, but it didn't open it. And I'm not gonna spend all day. Oh wow. Okay, so it did download it. I'm gonna technically want you guys seeing everything that I download. Not that I downloaded anything bad, and I closed that browser. I wanted to keep it open. But yeah, and these are accents, as it turns out, because like British English, that's the same as English, so it would just say English. But that's an American accent, that's a British accent, that's a Dutch accent, French accent. But you probably don't want to type German words and do it in an American accent because it's going to sound like me speaking American if you're living in Wisconsin, where you're like, he's got a funny accent. I'm from Texas. So it's going to be like an American speaking German, and a German guy is probably going to laugh at your computer voice. Yeah. So my volume isn't high enough for me to actually for you to hear it, and you might have heard it earlier. If you didn't, then then you're just going to have to check out the program to do it. But I'm using my laptop, so yeah. But basically, it's just like a. Okay, I'm hearing weird noises outside my window now. It seems like every video I got some weird noises going on somewhere. But the voice is basically like your average computerized voice. And this program is really smart because it takes into account periods, commas, parentheses, and stuff like that, and it changes its dictation or enunciation based on those entities to to actually, it's not just reading like this all monotone to where and I just in the middle of that, but yeah, you know what I mean. It's actually pronunciating things based off of their position in the sentence. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty up to date as far as that goes. But if you watched my 2D animation tutorial, which I admit probably wasn't, it's probably not the best 2D animation tutorial. However, and that is on pencil. I don't do tutorials on actually doing the projects. I just do tutorials on the software that get the projects done for the most part. So yeah, don't expect to go to my 2D tutorial and automatically have the skills to make 2D animation. However, pencil is pretty simple to use, and it wouldn't take long before you yourself did if you practice with it and you have any kind of artistic skill at all, especially if you have a graphic pad. That always helps. And again, pencil is good for doing a stop motion style animation using like something like Inkscape or GIMP to make the pictures. That's when it's at its best, in my opinion. But you can do the animation on there. Well, this isn't about that. But yeah, you can imagine doing like an animation, right? And then, and I'm sure you've seen commercials like this where they use the computerized voice. Can you imagine how much they saved on voices using the computerized voice? Now, granted, they have to put it in a situation where it makes it appropriate, but still, you have to pay voice actors. You don't have to pay yourself to type words into something like a text-to-speech editor. I'm sorry, text-to-speech converter or engine, really. You don't have to pay yourself to type words into it and then hit export or save, right? So yeah, I mean, if you're into animation, you need voice actors. You might want to try that. And again, there's different voices and stuff too. So just look at it. And then it goes even more technical. You got your split and convert audio files, ID3 tags. And if you don't know what it is, chances are you're probably never going to use it. So yeah, I'm not going to get into too much of that. Pronunciation. Okay, there we go. We're already on. You can edit the way it pronunciates. And I think I said enunciates, and I'm not sure what the difference is. I wasn't ever an English fanatic, so yeah. Yeah, but it has different options for you. Format text, find homographs, and for the life of me, I couldn't tell you what a homograph is, but this program will find them for you. So if you need to find some homographs, there you go. replace numbers with words. And this is good because there are little things that you have to keep an account of whenever you're putting in text, and things like numbers and stuff like that might not come out right when she's reading them. On my website that I'm still working on, and there is a delay, and I'm trying to get the videos done so I can put them on the website. So that's why it's not up yet. I keep talking about this website. I have audio players, and I'm using this program to basically read you the paragraphs on the website. And so I've had to actually change a couple of things within the paragraph for her to read it correctly. And you would never notice the changes because she's reading the paragraphs correctly. But yeah, I had to come in here and I had to change some things in the paragraphs to get that to happen. Especially when it comes to my HTML tutorials, when I'm doing tags, because she probably reads something like less than HTML greater than sign, and I would just prefer her say HTML tag. So I would go in and I would change it to that, whereas the paragraph would show the actual tag. Audio clips, output encoding, UTF-8. I'm not entirely sure what audio encoding is, which is funny because I do HTML, but I do know I use UTF-8 in HTML as the language coding for my HTML documents. So I'd imagine I'd probably stick with that one. But it was defaulted whenever I used it last time. It didn't seem to change anything. It was defaulted to ANSI. So yeah. Read aloud, which is these are your play options and everything, and then read selected text. So you can go in and select the text and then read that one section. Skip paragraph. Skip to next line. Okay, and these options are actually right here. As you can see, rate, pitch. The pitch will change how high or low the voice is. The rate will change how quickly she speaks. And so if you have it all the way up, she's going to speak like I do, and it'll be 100 words a minute, and you'll barely be able to understand her. Yeah. Okay. Audio output spell checker. That might be important. If you're spelt wrong, she's going to read it wrong. Chances are, unless you get lucky and it's something like red, where you leave the A out, R-E-A-D, and you leave the A out, well, it's still going to say red, right? Well, that's a lucky instance, but spell checker is always a good thing. Audio output, and that's going to, I believe, okay, let's just click on it real quick. Use the default. Okay, yeah, so like I thought, it's going to be your speakers, which mine are built into my laptop. I don't have external speakers, so, well, I do, but I'm not hooking them into my laptop, but yeah. So it's going to use my automatic ones. Buttons, I don't know about. I accidentally clicked on that. Let's go back and see what we got here. So these skins are for your media player itself, or text-to-speech editor itself. I haven't actually played with this, but I do like Sapphire. I like green. I have a thing for it, and it's not exactly green, but it's got some greenish blue in it. And I'm a fan of blue too. Okay, see what it did there? It just changed my skin to that, and that's cool. I always love it when they have those options. Just like when they, oh yeah, and we've already talked about that. The little bubbles that pop down. That always irritates the crud out of me. Skins, buttons. Okay, so I'm guessing because that's skins that these buttons will change these buttons, but I'm not going to do that right now. Show what? Show. Okay, these are your different palettes, or well, it'd be palettes in Inkscape or something, but in this it's not. It's just different options that'll show up. And I don't have any text, so it's not going to show anything. But okay, I'll view, show, spelling errors. It didn't. Okay, it didn't show that as a spelling error. And DED, I believe, isn't a word. So I don't know, but I'd imagine it does do a pretty good job of finding spelling errors. Increase font size, decrease font size, full screen. Okay, file splitter, batch file converter. Because I guess whenever you save a document from here, it saves the text and it saves the speech together. So this will split those files. Batch file converter, extract text from files, and that's really cool because I don't know exactly what files it'll work with, but you could take the text out of files and it'll read it for you. I personally just copy and paste. I don't get too far into it. The technicalities of it, I just like to cheat. compare two files, repeat text, and I don't know who would like. You could be like banana, 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 but I don't want to hear a robot voice say that 100 times, so I probably would never use that one either. And I'm sure that's probably the lamest example of how to use that. Magnifier, which a lot of these like text options are just, they're not going to do anything for the actual audio itself. They're really just for you, I guess. Save audio file, Google TTS, and that is a file format apparently, and I'd imagine it's something to do with the internet. I haven't used that yet, so I don't know. And this looks like a language translator, and it is, and so that is really cool. Yeah, I mean that is just really, I can't believe it has that on there. I use language translators quite a bit, especially when I play a game like, if you know what Travian is, and I've been thinking about actually doing Travian videos, but I don't know, because I'm not great at Travian. If you know what it is, you'll understand that it is just a struggle to survive, and I don't always have the time or the energy to play a real-time. Yeah, I'm not going to get into that, though. But yeah, so translator, that's cool. That is a cool option. What other tools do we have here? Bookmarks, I guess you can bookmark different parts of your text, I guess. I'm not entirely sure. And then you've got your help, which is, I'd imagine, is that. And let's find out. And it is. Okay, so, and again, this is where you get your voices, command lines. I don't know. I'd imagine that's for Ubuntu. Oh, those are hotkeys. Yeah, so you can use things like Q will quit after the reading's completion. File S, and I don't know what the dash is. Does it have a little? Yeah, because and if it's most likely Control, because I know Control S. Control S saves files in most programs, most all programs. Just like Control Shift S will save a new file, regardless of whether or not that file's been saved before. File audio name. Okay, so let's hit S real quick. Control S. Yes, well, I mean that saved it, but let's do like Control Q. I don't know. I guess those are little hotkeys or something you can play with. But yeah, there are definitely a lot of applications for text to speech. For one, you could actually just have it read a book to you just by copying it in here and then hitting play, and that's cool. You know, you can turn almost anything into an audiobook. Granted, you'll be listening to a robot voice, but these aren't horrible robot voices. They're actually almost pleasant. They're not exactly real human voices, obviously, but they still have they almost have a personality to them that makes them bearable. So yeah, I mean, you could have it read an entire book or chapter or whatever to you, and that's cool. Or even read it to your kids if you've got kids, or if you are a kid. I don't know, old people, if you're blind or something. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm a used car salesman right now. But yeah, and then also there's things like the way I'm using it, which is basically to I'm putting it on my website to make learning the written tutorials a lot easier. Also to make you want to listen to the reviews of these softwares that I'm reviewing, you know, a little more, because who doesn't want to hit a play button, especially when it says only 1 minute long? Like, you know, what's in a minute? So, you know, I don't know. And maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But yeah, anyways, like, you can use these for a lot of things, animation purposes. So Balabolka, you know, and that's where it's at. And I'm sure there's other, and I haven't checked out any other ones. This so far is my favorite, but again, I haven't checked out any other ones. But it seems functional enough that I don't feel like I have to. Yeah, and it's my first time using it, so there might be functions that are missing that I don't realize. But even the style of it and the fact that it has skins, it just shows me, except for these dang pop-up, these little pop-up bubbles that I wish were on every program button. But it just seems to me like they put a whole lot of work into this program to make it good. And that is what I'm always looking for in programs, is just a good, a well thought out, well put together program that that meets the needs that the program says it'll meet. So yeah. Anyways, uh, I'm gonna go ahead and end this here, and I hope you check it out. And I don't think I'll be doing any other tutorials because we found the voices that we need. So yeah, we're good to go on that. And I am way over time on this. So check out my other tutorials. Subscribe to my channel, and you'll constantly be getting new program tutorials, free programs, Google Chrome tutorials, which aren't up yet. Also, I'm going to be doing some YouTube tutorials itself, as well as website hosting tutorials, AdSense tutorials. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to do all kinds of stuff. So yeah, just subscribe, keep up to date. I'm going to take you places that you probably have not seen as far as computers and the internet go. Yeah. Okay. So I will see you in another tutorial, guys. Bye.